to overtime. Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao.
Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
Let's talk about why I hate Daniel Jones. Because here's the thing about quarterbacks. There's some quarterbacks who can take a good roster and make it great. There's some quarterbacks that can take a good enough roster and make it a Super Bowl contender. And then there's other players who can take a Super Bowl contender and make it into a Super Bowl contender. Oh boy. There's some quarterbacks that are good enough to not lose you games, but not good enough to win you games. I mean, look, I'm a big fan of Jimmy G. In the Super Bowl, he couldn't get it to Emmanuel Sanders, and they lost because of it. Alex Smith has been, career of decent so far. He's been whatever. He's not great, but he's not going to lose you a game by himself if you surround him with good players. Even look at Ryan Tannehill now. Ryan Tannehill for the Titans isn't winning them games per se. He's just not losing them games. He's making the right read. He's throwing underneath when he has to, and he hands the ball off to Derrick Henry. That's what you ask from him. That's what he gives you. What do you ask from Daniel Jones? You've asked him now to stop turning the ball over, to find short receivers, and to take a shot when the defense gives it to him. The defense has given it to him. He is one of the worst deep ball accuracy throwers in the league. And he also just doesn't see them. Like I was struggling in the Bucs game, and even in the Washington game, it just wasn't particularly good. And at least the Bucs have a good defense and have corners that can cover. Like they're not great. They're just not bad, and they have a very good linebacking core. Washington has none of that. Washington has their defensive line and then nothing else on defense. Genuinely, they don't have a single good cornerback. They don't have they have John Bostic, who's fine, I guess. They just don't have anything. And they just... And Daniel Jones threw one touchdown, just about 200 yards, and no picks, and didn't fumble the ball. Congratulations. There's your franchise saver, New York. No one I've talked to who's a Giants fan really wants Daniel Jones, really believes in Daniel Jones. The argument is always, we'll give him one more year. Look, what if we get him a big body receiver and the offensive line keeps improving? Yeah, he'll look better, but who wouldn't? You could get Tim Tebow to come out of retirement, to come out of baseball, and give him a better, and 1 year just throw him out there, and the next year give him a slightly better offensive line and another wide receiver, and he'd do better. So why focus on making the mediocre better when you can start with great and hope that he becomes excellent? So that's why I'm a fan of taking a new quarterback. Look, you have Kyle Trask, you have Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance. Those are the three quarterbacks outside of Fields and Lawrence that have emerged as, good prospects, as potential first-round picks. There they are. Go get them. I'm so sick of it. I hate it so much. Get me Justin Fields, goddammit. I'm sick of watching this random dude who throws 5-yard checkdowns and then goes, yeah, I have such a great passer rating. And then, all we've heard is, oh, he only cares about winning. He's a team guy. Literally anyone should only care about winning. But at the same time, I want someone who can make a throw down the field. Daniel Jones is Blaine Gabbert. He's a right-handed Tim Tebow. You give him he's Blake Bortles. You give him a decent team, he can get you kind of far in the playoffs, but not off of his own effort. No, off of someone else's effort. He's a leech of talent. Look, Darius Slayton should be having an over 1,000-yard season. He is not on track for that right now because he breaks out some games when Daniel Jones will actually throw to him. You saying this team has no weapons? Evan Ingram is a good tight end, suffers with drop issues, but you get him the ball right, he'll catch it at least 50% of the time. Golden Tate is not particularly good, but he can make some catches, and he can get yards after the catch, and he is on pace to have his worst year since his rookie season. All right? Sterling Shepard is incredibly valuable for this team, but he'd be more valuable for this team if there was someone who knew how to get him the ball more consistently and do it well. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of waiting on mediocrity. It's not what the Giants should be about. I'm so sick of watching someone that's consistently bad, and then they have 2 years where they surprise, and everyone's like, all right, this guy is the fucking gospel. When Eli Manning had good seasons, they were because he was carrying a team. He deserved the 2011 MVP. He deserved it. You want to know why he deserved it? Because he played with a team that was 28th in rushing yards, that had the 25th ranked defense throughout the course of the year, and was goddamn awful at protecting him. All right? The defense is now 14th ranked. The defense is a top half defense this year. They are very good defensively. Is my mic peaking? I don't care. They are very good defensively. And you know who's ruining that? No, it's not Joe Judge. It's not Jason Garrett, who's had a fine year as an offensive coordinator. It is Daniel Jones, who does not know how to throw the ball downfield and who does not know how to use the weapons that he has, despite the fact that they may not be the best. The Giants probably have the worst wide receiver core in the league because they have no one you can consistently trust. Like, look, Darius Slayton catches everything that's thrown to him, but he doesn't get separation very often. Evan Ingram has a drop issue. Sterling Shepard can't stay healthy. Golden Tate is old. I get that. I understand that. Saquon Barkley out with an ACL tear. I get it. You know what I don't get? I don't get how you can't even manage to get average numbers with that. Austin Mack out of Ohio State has been a great undrafted free agent. He had 72 yards. You know how, and he caught 5 catches. You know how many times it was open? I counted about 8 or 9 during that game. Daniel Jones does not progress through reads. He does not find the open man, and he forces passes all the time. Just because the Washington football team doesn't know how to punish him for that, I'm not sticking with him because of that. He has 5 career wins. You know how many of them come against Washington? 4. He is undefeated against Washington. You want to know why? Because Washington is an awful goddamn team. Just because I can beat a pile of shit in rock, paper, scissors doesn't mean I'm the world champion. I'm sick of Daniel Jones. I'm so sick of Daniel Jones. God, that felt good to rant about.